Welcome back. It's been 2 weeks and it's time for another deck garden update. As you can see, I'll just have Rick do a broad pan. Everything has grown tremendously in the last 2 weeks, and we were able to lift up everything. There are no vegetable pots or grow bags directly on the deck. Everything is up on boards and cinder blocks. This has made a tremendous difference in our slug problem.
It's not pretty, but it works.
I mean, it works. Absolutely. So we're going to talk about a couple of things today. I'm going to give you just a broad overview. Everything is doing exactly what it should do. Now, right here we have these are the Roma tomatoes. They are starting to set on, as you can see, but we do have a little problem. I have 2 of them here that have blossom end rot. Now, if you guys are not familiar with that, if you ever see this on your tomatoes, this is basically a vitamin deficiency in your soil. You can easily fix that, and I have already treated mine. So we have a couple of tomatoes on here that are going to have this, but once they ripen, you can just cut that part off and eat it anyway, or you can give it to your animals if you have chickens or whatever. This is easily fixed. Blossom end rot and blossom drop, which is another problem and a deficiency issue, is when the flowers fall off before fruit sets. So blossom end rot and blossom drop are easily treated by a good healthy dose of Epsom salt. Epsom salt is magic in the garden. It's inexpensive, and you need to broadcast it. Just toss a handful on the top of the dirt. In fact, I'll do that right now. I just have a bag that's dedicated for the garden. Just toss it right on the top. And you're going to want to do that every 2 weeks or after each time it rains, because we've been getting some real horrific downpours here, and when you get a lot of rain like that, it depletes the soil very quickly, especially since we have these grow bags and they're not planted in the ground. If your plants were in the ground, it might be a little bit different, but because we have them in these little pots, then you're going to want to treat your soil just a little bit differently. So Epsom salt is the best treatment for that, and we will get rid of it in no time. My squash have been super happy since we put them up. I actually have a little baby zucchini that's starting to come in right here, and lots of more blossoms. And if you come out in the earlier morning, the blossoms are opened up. And then this is our yellow squash, same deal. Lots more opportunities for fruit are coming. Now, I want to point this out. We replaced a couple of these louver doors in, we have a laundry closet where our washer and dryer is in our kitchen, and we needed to replace the doors. And Rick brought them out, the old ones out here when he put the new ones in, but we went ahead and we used the old ones for this because there's perfect drainage, and we're probably going to use the other one. Use what you got. Yeah. Be resourceful, repurpose, reuse. Our German Johnson has set fruit. We've got a couple of little tomatoes here. These are not having blossom end rot, so I'm really happy about that. This is our Sunrise sauce tomato, and it is starting to put on tomato bracts right here, here, and here. And I think it might even have some tiny little baby tomatoes in here somewhere. The midnight snack tomato, this is that hybrid that we decided to try. Look at all the flowers way up there. And here's a bract down here, and these are ready to eat. I didn't want to pick them quite yet because I wanted to do the video so I could show you guys. Everything is moving along beautifully. This is the grape tomato. These, again, notorious for producing a ton. You can see here, this bract has already started to set fruit, as has this one. Grape tomatoes are, and here's some here, some larger ones. Grape tomatoes are great if you're a beginner gardener. They are always going to satisfy, and they're always going to give you a great return. Our peppers. We have our green bell peppers. The peppers really got decimated by the slugs, but they're on the comeback since we moved everything up. This is the jalapeno pepper that is starting to flower. We'll see what happens with that. This says it's a Bonnie green bell, but it's not. I'm pretty sure it's a jalapeno. That does not look like a bell pepper in any world to me. But it's got a lot of peppers on it. It's got a lot.
That's jalapeno.
Yeah. This is a banana pepper. It's got a couple of little blossoms on it. we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm not too worried about it. If they produce, they produce. If they don't, well,
Yeah.
oh well. Eggplant is starting to flower and set fruit. I'm really excited about that. The weather gods have blessed us because we got a little cloud cover here. So, I also wanted to show you, this is the morning picking of the blackberry bush.
After we picked them last night. So.
We pick twice a day. I just throw them in the freezer on a sheet pan, and then when they're solid, I put them in a Ziploc bag. Currently, I have about 6 pounds of blackberries, so we will have jam this year. This is, here we go, is that better? Espoma Organic Tomato Tone. They also, they make garden tone, plant tone. They also make the rock phosphate that I use. They also have a soil acidifier that I like to use on hydrangeas and azaleas. But this to me is the best. The reason it's the best is what they use here is a base of chicken manure that's been desiccated, and then they add a few other things in. It's enriched with calcium, and this one in particular is what I use on all of my vegetables in the garden. It has never failed me. This gives the plants exactly what they need. If you guys have ever seen the movie Idiocracy, you know what I'm thinking right now.
Rondo!
It has what plants need. Crave. It has what plants crave.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway, if you've never seen that movie, look it up. It's a lot of fun, and it's kind of appropriate to our current time. So, tomato tone or garden tone will work as well. I like the tomato tone because it does have a little bit of a boost of calcium in it, and that's what your tomatoes really need. Again, to avoid blossom and drop. Again, to avoid blossom and rot or blossom drop, both of those things. We're currently also right now battling squash bugs, but that really just requires you to go ahead and spray with the dish soap spray, and it will prevent them from eating your leaves. One last thing before I go, I'm gonna walk down with the camera and Rick, and I'm gonna show you my elderberry bush because I'm busting my buttons. I'm so happy. I've had this bush. I bought it as a bare root from Stark Brothers Nursery 5 or 6 years ago, and it may have been longer ago than that, but they have produced so many bracts of berries this year. I'm super excited. I'm finally going to be able to make my own elderberry syrup this year. So I'm going to walk down and we're going to show you that.
Okay.
And this is my elderberry bush. I actually have two. I initially planted them in two very large pots, but they have rooted into the ground now. I never know what to expect. Last year we got some, but there's a ton. Look at so many berries. Now the next goal is to keep the birds away, which isn't hard here because we have cats. That's our garden update for this week. Stay tuned. In the next couple of weeks we'll do another, and hopefully we'll have some vegetables to pick. I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something. If you have questions, leave them in the comment section down below and I'll do my best to answer them. I will leave links in the description box to where I buy the Epsom salt, as well as the Espoma tomato tone fertilizer, as well as the grow bags that I use and anything else that you've seen me use here in the video. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you are giving gardening a try. Remember, it's not too late. If you live up north, definitely not too late. I hope you try it. I hope you love it. And until next time, I'll see ya.